The power within. 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 Hello. We're going to finish Do Caribbean Life's a Beach today. So you're probably wondering what the boss is. Well, I mean, it's the Emperor again. It's the Cycloid Emperor again. That's how we end these things. Should have clued that into you when you realized I was doing episode 3, right? I suppose that's why they always put those episode 3, so it ends with that guy. But yeah, the fact says episode 3 should have clued you in on the boss there, buddy. You mean it didn't clue you in? You mean you watched this without watching regular Duke Nukem 3D? You mean you like doing things out of order? Yeah, me too. Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes I'll play sequels before, like, original games, but that really depends. Like, in the case of Mega Man, I wouldn't do that just because they're kind of mostly similar, so there's no reason to. I say mostly similar, but it's just a matter of circumstance. Anyway, this level's kind of tough. Yeah. It's pretty good. It actually tried to challenge me. Like, I think it tried anyway. Not hard enough, clearly, but hey, it was fun. It reminded me that, like, I'm the kind of person meant to be playing this, so... Yeah. People think it's always about violence. No, it's about labyrinths and brain hurting. Always. You see a labyrinth, you don't see a Minotaur. You see Gaming Wolf running around, being like, haha, I know where I'm going. Do-do-do-do, Super Minotaur. Do-do-do-do, Super Minotaur Man. Once again, we're going to need 2 keys to open up a single door. I hope this pattern does not catch on. I mean, it does leave the option of doing one part of the level first as opposed to the other, but it's just kind of faux linear, faux non-linear, when it's just kind of a couple branches that you're going to have to face either way. Maybe in terms of what ammo and shit you pick up. But yeah, you can just blow up that pipe, go in there, and there's a whole area, even though it only counts as a single secret. So here's a big optional area, which is basically taking you outside of the base, underwater and such. So yeah, this whole section completely optional. I'm glad it let me do it anyway. Unless you have some spaced out octobrains from space, and then you have a few more snorkels and a few more sunglasses. So you know, you have that to think about. Sunglasses off. User death imminent. No, it's not. My suntan lotion only has 1 left. I'm gonna become 3rd degree sunburn in a minute. You mean at night? Yeah, burning my finger. At nights.
Time to crash this party.
This is the kind of the only level which I really felt any amount of need to use sunglasses. Yeah. Games are dark, you. I kind of don't mind if a game decides it doesn't want to rely on night vision mechanics. I can understand that. I mean, it's not a bad mechanic, but you don't actually need it to make a good first-person shooter. Maybe in terms of, like, stealth or mission-based games like GoldenEye, yeah, that would be more of a thing they'd be incorporating, but here where it acts as a power-up, you should probably be expected to go through areas without it. Much like the biosuit in Doom. It's like, well, if I don't have it, I'm just going to have to take the damage. You know, you just kind of deal with it. Deal life without power-ups. Go power-upless and save the world. I'm still going to keep that medkit on my face, though. It occurs to me that I've died only a few times. But pacing the saving kind of helps. Even if you don't ever need to, you never know when there's that one moment where it's like, okay, reload save. And there was another pearl all the way out there. See, we're going all over this joint. And then this guy just shows up. Yeah. He's a fun one, that.
Sunny side up.
Is there another one? I thought I heard him. Or was that his death throes I heard? From rigor mortis. The worst condition. It's a condition of death. I wonder what it must look like to see the Congenators from someone else's point of view. Like, what's it look like on the receiving end? That must look fantastic. It's like, this dude is firing ammunition from these conchas he's holding in his hands. What the fuck? Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine that kind of terror. Just like, these are just shells. Behold! Alright, so there's 2 cards, and you have 2 areas to open the ability to get the card. Each time you go through one of the areas in order to unlock a card, enemies will spawn on the way back here. So if you end up doing both before coming here, you're gonna get more enemies. But yeah, just kind of explore about every time you get a single card to make sure. But there's kind of a shortcut around some of them. Yeah. The question is, which one will I go for first? Does it really matter? I don't know, but we're gonna blow up this cool toy and find out. Flying away. So what do you think about me doing future Duke Nukem 3D content? Because pretty much what's on my mind is I saved the winter expansion for, well, you know, December. As well as me doing H2H Xmas on do for Xmas, right? So we got 2 Christmas things I can do. It's mostly because H2 Xmas, I don't want to like leave sitting there and be like, I'm never gonna do it. But after that, what else can we do for Duke Nukem 3D? You wonder. That's where it's gonna get real interesting, because I'm gonna start to branch out into things that might be too obscure for you, in terms of, I don't know. There's a lot of Duke Nukem 3D mods back in the day, and those are still there. I'm surprised it has caught on as much as it used to, but there's plenty of it out there. I've got a bunch to list. I've got a bunch to look at here as proof. Same with Light Blood, but also, I think before I move on with Duke Nukem after the winter thing, I want to get Shadow Warrior done, and its 2 expansions, including possible optional 3rd expansion. I'm not sure if that actually exists, or if it's just kind of an unreleased nightmare that they don't know how to put together. What is it called? Deadly Kiss? Yeah. But we have Shadow Warrior and its 2 expansions. We can do that. Yeah. What makes Shadow Warrior better than Duke Nukem? Well, I mean, there's a few things. Besides the theme. I guess we can get over that. I can tell you right now, Shadow Warrior is harder than Duke Nukem 3D. Just like Blood is harder than Shadow Warrior. So Shadow Warrior is kind of the intermediary journeyman's build engine game. As for any other build engine games, I know you're all gonna be like, Power Slave, Power Slave. I'm like, okay, eventually. It's not as if I've forgotten about it. There's just all these things I can actually do and get done right away. And yeah. The other thing I've noticed while doing all this lately is that I seem to be going into projects I haven't done yet a lot more than I thought I would. As in, I'm supposed to be trying to redo old projects I have had, you know, under my belt. That's mostly going to be playing catch-up with a bunch of Super Mario World ROM hacks. Which, now that I've discovered there's like plenty of so many Mario 64X and so many even new Super Mario Bros. Wii hacks, it's going to be hard for me to determine which Mario I'm going to do that day. You know, there's always going to be a Mario mod of something. And it's not even just due to the number of shitty Mario mods out there. There's always a lot of good ones too, and I have to keep that in mind. If I don't get to your Mario mod right away, it's because there's a lot of others, and you're gonna have to like get in line and tell me which one you'd rather see first. I feel like I covered that when someone was requesting Classic Mario World series, so dude's gonna have to ask for others while I get some other stuff done. But yeah, I can do another Mario after this, and then yeah. I didn't mean to put off Mega Man 6. I just really want to do this summer thing. Like, I really want to do it. And now at the same time that I fixed the Wii, I want to do a Wii thing, and yeah. To be fair, though, this Wii mod I'm going to work on is something I'd already beaten like 5 years ago. So, in a way, it's doing an old game, but just one I haven't shown you. And there's plenty of other channels like doing that Mario stuff that I haven't heard about that somehow have millions of views that I've never heard anyone talk about because they're like, I don't know, a country of themselves. It'd be like, there's more people in Bulgaria than the number of fans I have, right? But how much do you know about Bulgaria, right? And yet there's like a ton of people, so I don't know. I have to try to do stuff that no one's necessarily done or is that good at. And eventually we're going to get to that point, even if I have to tread old ground to get there. I'm trying to think of what I have played that is something no one has seen yet. Or rather, no one has seen a full playthrough yet that I could pick up on. I guess if I could answer that, someone would have already else would have done it, and you wouldn't be able to suggest it. So some of the things I do are try to suggest things to myself that I realize no one has ever suggested. It's hard to come up with. I was able to do it with one DOS game, or a few DOS games actually, because no one ever thought to find them, and did not think they existed, and yet they were around. I had to look very deep in the internet for them. Gonna be a while if we need the other switch to open that. Not the other switch, the other key card. So there's a puzzle in this level I'm going to talk about. It's like a... Well, it's a switch puzzle, but basically you have to match the shapes with those you see outside, but they're on upside down. First, I'll get the hell out of here, guy. Yeah, that other puzzle where you just have this combination right there, that's super easy. But the one with the you know, if Tetris was all L blocks puzzle, I know exactly which ones are the ones you have to press. But the cool thing about that puzzle is that if you press the ones you aren't supposed to press, you'll get some things will happen. And a number of them is a pool toy enemy coming out. But a few of them is ammo, and one is a pearl health. So I'm going to press all the buttons just to have fun with that. Okay, I have to... Hang on. You're about to see what it looks like. I stopped the camera too soon. It's got to rearrange. There we go. But yeah, you look at that, and then you just apply it upside down. And that's your answer. Yep. I guess you could also look out the window as opposed to using the camera. I like the camera, though. The camera's cool. Okay, knock those drones out. I know, it feels like this whole project is basically only going to be like 4 hours long, and yet it somehow took me 3 days to get it done. I find that kind of concerning, and yet it seems like a good pace. I don't know what to tell you, considering I needed like 4 hours to cover what I was doing, another 4 to actually do this, and then 4 to talk over it. So what it becomes 4 hours always triples, and every project triples in size from the expected gameplay length, and that causes it to turn into what 12 hours? I don't really have 12 hours in one day. Maybe I could have set it in 2 days if I was lucky, so I think 3 days is the better option here. Pushing those buttons, that's all the ways of the freaking world, of all the buttons of this guy getting shot. I shot you, though. I shot you, man. This time you're gonna go out quick like, and you won't catch... Okay, I'm gonna let that one slide, because if you watch the rest of it, I get the rest of them out very easily using the same pattern. Or get a pearl health, that's good too. Try again. Whoosh! One more. Yeah, if you're going for all monster kills, you have to do that. Not like it always happens. Sometimes the monsters are just somewhere where I'm never going to be. If they never show up, then what's it to you? Oh, cool. Now that I solved the puzzle, the whole world knows where I am. That's awesome. Oh, wait, I forgot to do some extra stuff. Give me a minute. First of all, that opens up to allow you to shrink. So we're going to go shrink under the door. Haven't done enough shrinking mechanics, so I'm glad we got 2 levels where I get to shrink. Shrinky! Yeah. You can also go in the water, but there's nothing really in there? You can, however, blow this pipe up. Want to do that? Yeah, okay. For another pearl health. That's fine. And dandy. Have you tried saving your life? No, you have not. Get this credit card and put it in my pocket. Pay you all the dividends on my stock onages. Oh, jeez, I just realized I can record videos of Fortune Street, but I'm never going to actually do that. I'm sorry. That's not the kind of game you really... That's not the kind of game I really want to record really badly. Sorry. Well, I'll play it, though. But that's like... That's a personal time. If that. Nowadays, I probably wouldn't now, but yeah. That's the problem. Sometimes I have to find games in which are just not ones I should be recording, just so I can have some time or pleasure or whatever. And that can happen with, say, roguelikes, and those are the kinds of games I really would not be recording ever. But I'm getting honestly trapped in a roguelike, thinking it's just like 2 levels of separation away from a gacha game. So I've been trying to avoid doing that. I may have forgotten a few times because, you know, I've been sick. I'm like, I need to do something without actually recording. But now I'm trying to replace that space with other stuff, such as experimenting with a game I had yet to try, or even try recording another one at the same time as one I'm working on. That really depends. I want to tell you I have another project that's, like, not abandoned, but I haven't continued it yet. It was another Mario 64 hack. I've gotten, like, over halfway, and, yeah, I just got annoyed because... you know, how the camera works just kept putting me into the lava and bouncing my ass back and forth, and I got sick of it. So I'm sure I'll come back and everything will be hunky-dory. So I've just been putting it off with doing other Mario games. As for doing the next Princess Rescue Mario, I already have plans to do that. That'll be the next Mario World hack I do. The thing with that is, it bases its stuff based on Super Mario Land, so I'm going to decide how to work that on. Basically, I'm trying to do black and white Game Boy games, but I'm wondering what the best way to present them is. See, I lucked out with Donkey Kong 94, which is why I did that, because it's like one of the few Game Boy games that works out better in Super Nintendo form. But most of them are not like that. In fact, I think 98% of them are not like that. Hell, I think 80% of them don't even have a background. So, or you know, set color palette. So I kind of have to think on my feet of what I'm going to do. Do I want it green? Do I want it actual black and white, like how Game Boy Pocket was? Because it's probably going to be Game Boy Pocket color, like actual black and white. Not that weird green LED screen. I don't want to do it like that. And I don't want motion blur, like what used to happen to me when I was playing. Like, I had original Game Boy, so it's not enough that there wasn't a light. There was always motion blur within the game itself, and it annoyed me to no end. 'Cause it's like, am I real?
Maybe it's all fake. Maybe it's all made up in our minds. Maybe we all don't know what we're doing. Maybe I just need to figure out why there's drones not actually attacking me, because I thought they were right there, so whatever. Oh! Well, how about a couple pearls for good luck? Okay. 2 more secrets, or did I just do that? I think I did just do that. Okay. Hey, here comes the Emperor. Check it out.
Hey, I'm looking to...
Let's party! No, check this shit out. He's wearing a huge... he's wearing a big grass skirt. It's funny. He thinks he's on vacation. He is not. It is funny that we have a whole edit sprite of the color. Let me do that again. That was just luck of the RNG draw, I think.
Do, 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 do. Yeah, party time! Whoa! Yeah. I kind of feel Duke Nukem 3D's bosses are probably the worst part of the game because, I mean, you just circle straight. Even with Doom Cyber Demon was more than just going around them constantly. You still had to like kind of time your shots. Here it was just like literally going around in a circle. Nothing else. In an effort to end Duke's vacation permanently, the dying alien overlord initiates the self-destruct system. With the base exploding around him, Duke desperately looks for a way out. Duke finds an escape pod and quickly releases it, rising slowly to the surface.
I'm feeling a lot of love.
Duke cautiously opens that hatch to find
Vacation is looking up.
So Duke finally gets the vacation he deserves. The end.
Babe, I'm home.
It's not going to be like in episode 3 where you hear Duke actually do it. And there you go. Conveniently putting the stat screen ahead of the ending, which is great because I get to cut it off there for the end of the series. That's perfect. I like doing that. And there you go. So if there's more Duke Nukem, it's going to be that winter pack, and I'll have to look into other random-ass packs at my discretion. This has been Game Wolf Plays. I'll see you next time.